2016 was one of the most challenging years of my entire life. I lost my confidence, my identity, and so much more. But I learned a very important lesson that year. Can I share said lesson with you? Actually, I'm probably not the best person for the job. One second, this guy might summarize it more eloquently than I ever could.
Life sucks, and then you die.
Alrighty, our intro here was a little dramatic, but you get the point. Life sucks, but video games don't. Actually, a lot of them kinda do.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
But yeah, these are the video games that got me through a particularly rough 2016. Dishonored 2. Now, I was a huge fan of the first Dishonored, and I expected to love this one from open to close. I personally played as Emily, because, you know, girl. With tits and everything. And I'm not sure if that's what killed it for me, but this game really didn't start picking up steam until about halfway through. But when it did, damn did I start having a blast with it. The graphics weren't as crisp as most games that came out this year, but Dishonored always had a weird art style to it. The gameplay was fun, and it really nails both the tactical and the hectic aspects. The combat is simple, but extremely satisfying, and the story, it's there. It's a story, but it kind of takes a backseat to the gameplay. But this is one of those few scenarios where I'm not too put off by that. Overwatch. Now, I should probably preface this by saying I don't usually like first-person shooters. No amount of duty calling, titanfalling, battlefield action has ever been able to change that for me. But Overwatch? Damn. There are a plethora of characters to choose from, most of whom are pretty effective in their role, but there's also this scrub too.
I need healing.
I don't care what anyone says about Overwatch, this is a game that anybody can play and have a blast with. The game looks fantastic, but it's not so graphically demanding that a low-budget PC build would struggle to run it. At one point, I was literally playing using the Intel HD graphics. It sucked. God damn it, it sucked. But it worked. If you haven't played this game yet, what are you waiting for? Overwatch 2 is out now, and it's free. It's free. Go download it. Or don't. I don't know, man. What am I, some sort of gaming content creator guy? If there was ever a dark horse candidate for this list, it's this one. Hollow Knight. This game is like Dark Souls with bugs. Like insects, not like get stuck in the wall type.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Oh shit. Well, I guess those kinds too. Now, most people compare this game to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I can see why. The formulas are similar. Explore, kill, get cool shit, and then backtrack. I love the art style of this game. I appreciate how the bulk of its darkness comes purely from its environment. I also love that it's a simple game. There's not a lot of ambiguous bullshit unless you're a secret hunting completionist, but even then, it's not too hard to figure out. The enemies in this game are tough, but they're fair, and their attacks are very clearly telegraphed so you can't get mad at anyone except for yourself. And let me tell you, I got into a lot of fights with myself over this shit. Luckily, my therapist said it's pretty normal. Did I mention I'm a licensed therapist? Initially, I wasn't too high on the sound direction, but I wouldn't complain about it either. If you get the chance, pick it up. Steam says I've played over 40 hours of this game, so about 38 hours of that was the Mantis Lords, and the other 2 hours were a lot of fun. Wait, no! Street Fighter V may have had a, how do I put this delicately, fucking horrendous launch. But with the addition of a much needed story mode, however basic it may be, and like, I don't know, 15 new characters, it was easily one of the hottest fighters out. It's classic Street Fighter action at its finest, and the game is ridiculously fine-tuned that you only lose because you suck. Unless you're me. I only lose because of lag, or not taking the match seriously. Or because I was too busy fending away the hot singles Pornhub says wanna meet me. As always, the soundtrack delivers. The new renditions of character themes are catchy and familiar, while not feeling too recycled. The game looks great, a huge step up from those wonky Street Fighter 4 3D models. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this game is a real knockout. I'll admit, Castle Crashers is not the kind of game that you'd expect to make this list, but it did. Now mind you, my experience with this game is entirely multiplayer. I played with 2 friends of mine that you've never seen on this channel before. The game itself isn't too different from classic side-scrolling beat-em-ups. The only significant difference was the leveling system. That's pretty basic and only gives you about 4 paths to take, but the experiences I had with my friends were amazing. Laughs were had, controllers were snapped, I may have said some things I'm not sure YouTube will allow me to repeat, and ultimately, that's what gaming should be about for me, cursing at your friends. I really am grateful for the experience and the broken controllers, so Castle Crashers, thank you for some good old couch co-op.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. As far as Metal Gear goes, this game sucks. However, as far as video games go, it's a fucking masterpiece. I think this may be the first ever video game. The amount of freedom you have to just do whatever the hell you want is unparalleled. Even GTA pales in comparison to what I can do here. I never knew that I wanted to do half the shit I did in this game until I did them. This game caused me to have a revelation that all my life I've wanted to knock someone out by throwing an imprisoned African child at them. I just didn't know that I wanted to do it. The story is kind of a mess, and it's not even a factor when it comes down to why I love this game, but the music, the gameplay, the open worlds, and the freedom to just go absolutely fucking apeshit are all huge selling points for me. Basically, what I'm trying to say with all this is, fuck Konami. Except for when Metal Gear Delta comes out. Shit, boy, you know I'm playing that shit. Before we get into the final two selections of this, I just want to say, these last two games hold a very, very, very special place in my heart. 2016, as I said in the beginning of the video, was one of the roughest years of my life. And if it weren't for these two games, I genuinely don't know that I would be here today. If there are only two games on this list that I recommend you take time out of your day to make time to play, it would be these two. Thank you for indulging me interrupting the video one last time, and I really hope that you guys enjoy these last two choices. Undertale. Now I know the fan base for this game is just really weird.
Garugamesh!
But understand that when this game came out and I played it, it didn't really have this fan base. Can I just say that Undertale is probably the closest that we're going to get to a perfect game? Undertale is a monumental video game that deserves every grain of praise it's receiving and then 10 times more. I have never played a game that made me give so much of a shit about the characters. Every individual you encounter is unique and engaging in their own weird way. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, and for me, that's a huge positive. This is the pure entertainment factor that video games have been lacking for years. Even with all that said, there really is some solid gameplay and some real difficulty here. The gameplay can vary immensely depending on the route that you want to take, whether you want to be a pussyfist. What? Oh shit, that's on me guys. Pacifist. Anyway, whether you want to be a pacifist or the Fourth Reich is entirely up to you, and literally the whole game changes for it. Personally, I recommend going pacifist for the best experience, but do what you want. Toby Fox is a goddamn mastermind who put together the massive and addicting soundtrack this game has, in addition to also making the damn game. Seriously, I bought the soundtrack, like I paid actual money for it, and if I could afford the vinyl, you better believe I'd buy that too. If there's one game on this list I hope that you take a chance on, I really hope this is it. Final Fantasy 15. Holy shit. I fucking love this game. I love every second of it. I waited over a year to play this since I didn't have a console at the time that it came out, and it did not disappoint. It was not the Final Fantasy I was expecting, but I loved it anyway. Everything about this game instantly sold me on it. It's hands down one of the greatest looking games I've ever played, and I don't care what reviewers say. Yoko Shimomura did a fantastic job on this soundtrack. I have a playlist on Apple Music that I actively listen to while writing scripts like this full of Final Fantasy 15 songs. The story takes a backseat to the gameplay here. The combat is really fun, the hunts and dungeons add layers upon layers to the exploration factor of this game. Even fishing, the most boring activity known to man, is really fun in this game. Now I know critics said the story was linear and weak, but I gotta disagree. Well, with the whole weak thing. I mean, it's a little cliche, but I don't think it's weak. Truth be told, it does struggle towards the end to find its pace though. The initial half of this game is lighthearted and humorous, and then boom! Everything just gets super real. Either way, this is a game that I adore, and it really goes a long way into undoing the damages I suffered from some of the more recent Final Fantasies. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn was pretty good too.